they stepped out of their comfort zone and dared to change the world.
It really makes you see the power of one.
Tonight, meet Georgia children who didn't just dream, they delivered.
Our generation can really make a difference in the world.
How they defy the usual labels.
How many of us can say at 11, we were building our legacy?
What motivates them and makes them a model of success.
What you've accomplished is truly amazing. Has anybody ever told you that?
Lots and lots and lots of people.
Now, an Action News Primetime with John Pruitt. Great Kids.
Good evening. So often we hear about kids in trouble. Not often enough do we hear about those youngsters we're calling great kids. We asked teachers and principals all over the Atlanta area to nominate students who are truly making an important difference. From all those nominations, we chose 4 extraordinary stories. Teenagers are often labeled as self-centered and materialistic. Well, you're about to meet some teens who are anything but that.
Give us a physics lesson on this, Dad.
Football, pizza, hanging out with friends. It's what you expect teenagers to do. But these juniors in high school have a bigger mission, a bigger dream.
Let's get started.
They fold T-shirts, intent on helping people far away from the luxury of this Cobb County home. People they've never met, people in Africa. Every 15 seconds, a child dies from unclean water. To find water, Africans walk on average 6 miles with no guarantee the water is disease-free. Some become so dehydrated they can't even cry. Their body cannot produce tears.
1.1 billion people do not have access to clean water.
So Connor Kress created an organization called Dry Tears. When he was 16 years old, he read a magazine article about the need for safe, drinkable water. He was so moved that he shared it with 4 friends in his church youth group.
How did this project start?
At the beginning, we're just like, thinking we're kids, or we're in high school. At the time, we didn't even have our driver's license. So it was just one of those things where it's like, what can we do? So we pulled all our money together, which wasn't a lot. Only one of us had jobs at the time. So, but we just kind of trusting that something would happen, and we're thinking $200. If we raise $200, that'd be awesome.
How much money have you raised?
Around
We've raised over $25,000 and
to date,
which is just absolutely incredible. We didn't really have any idea how big this could get, and honestly, the only explanation we have is just God kind of took control of this, and it's been Him the whole time.
Hi, how much are your shirts?
They're $15.
The teens first sold blue bracelets, then T-shirts and water bottles. Donations rolled in. From their research, they found that building one well could help 1,000 villagers get clean water. So they partnered with another nonprofit group called Blood Water Mission that had experience building wells across Africa. Now Dry Tears has funded the construction of 3 wells and has 3 more slated, most in the country of Burkina Faso. It's also built an irrigation system in Kenya.
One of the things we're thinking about is maybe just start saving up all the money and then just buy the drilling equipment. So that way, the actual cost of the wells would be cheaper.
Jared Siervo shares their latest ideas with classmates at Harrison High. In this leadership class, their teacher, Marie Brunner, has watched these boys develop business skills and strengthen their integrity, taking the germ of an idea and growing it into a nonprofit.
It's been exciting and overwhelming. It makes me evaluate myself as an adult. Think, what have I done in my life that's had the kind of impact that these 5 boys have just had?
Would this have been possible without the encouragement of your parents?
When we first started this off, they're kind of taken back by it, oh, it's kind of weird, but okay, cool.
It's a rather ambitious goal.
Yeah, and once it started taking off, they've just been behind us every step of the way.
Some people watching this might say, these 4 young guys are tackling one of the biggest problems facing the world today. That is poverty and the health issues of Africa. I mean, how in the world did you think you could have an impact on such a massive problem?
I think it comes down to your mindset. You know, Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. And I mean, we've seen throughout history that, you know, all it takes is one voice.
The average walking distance to water is approximately 6 miles.
All 4 of their voices can be heard speaking at area churches and schools. A 5th member of Dry Tears is away at college. The group challenges audiences to drink free water for 2 weeks.
So every time you go somewhere and you want to spend money on a Coke, you take that money and you set it aside for 2 weeks and put it to building wells in Africa.
The teens have a website as well as popular sites on MySpace and Facebook. They want their mission to catch on.
When we first started, we had 6 schools in the area. You know, having someone selling bracelets and spreading the word. So we'd really love to see other people take a hold of this and make it their own.
You've obviously had great success. Where does this lead?
I'd say that we'd like to, hopefully, all of Africa would have access to clean water.
That is our dream.
That's our dream.
All of Africa.
And we believe it's possible.
Would you define yourselves as idealists?
2 things I've been brought up on: love God, love people. Something that we feel like this has been able to accomplish as, I mean, we're loving God and loving people at the same time.
The boys plan to travel to Africa this summer to see firsthand the fruits of their labor. Now a story about a young woman